Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tane Talks, another episode here for Welcome to Plathville, Season 8, Episode 12, aka the finale that I did not know was the finale. I'm your host, Queen.
Surprise.
Here with me, as always, is Brian from Mass Virgin. What up, Brian?
What up? Yeah, I was equally surprised that it was a finale. And like it didn't feel like it was until the very last couple of minutes. And I'm like, oh, this is coming out of nowhere.
I did not even feel it, guys. So that means, apologies that this is coming late because apparently this happened like a week ago and you guys supposed to cover it bi-weekly. So I watched it, did not get an inkling. I was just like, oh, these people are doing this on the 1 year anniversary. How mean, like intervention from hell.
Hmm.
And then moved on with my life. Then I'm looking for episode 13. I'm like, where the hell is it? It's not here. Did we miss it? I check and they were like, People Magazine is like, Plathville finale, the blah, blah. I'm like, wait, what? And then I text Brian. I was like, what? This was
Yeah,
a
no.
finale.
It's messed up to do a surprise finale for a show that has no reunion. So it just all of a sudden stops.
Yeah. And then they usually have those things at the bottom, like TLC be like, whatever show premiering in 0 point whatever minutes or the
Hmm.
season finale. There was none of that. There was no
Nothing.
promo, no nothing. And it's just so bizarre. And we've asked this question before. What is TLC doing with their programming? Like, besides 90 Day Fiance, we've had those 6 episodes, one and done shows. We've had like how many of those?
There's been a few of
And
those.
they have not invested into anything long term. Plathville is one of the, few legacy shows left. And this is how you do them? It's all weird to me.
Well, I've said before there was a weird moment where TLC could have gone a few different directions. It could have gone the gypsy route because they had like Gypsy Sisters and Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding. It could have gone the Little People route because they had Big People Little World or Little People Big World
Yeah,
was a big
the little
deal for a minute.
Johnstons. Hmm.
Yeah, the Little Johnstons. Or it could have gone the 90-day route. And that's the one that it went with and kind of went into that. They just have little singles. So maybe
Yeah.
that's their new pivot. And they're gonna try to I haven't watched it yet, but like it seems like they don't really have a direction what they're planning on
Yes.
doing. They tried to bring the Amish thing back and we saw how bad that went. So like they're trying to find something, but they're not committing to anything. They should have just stuck with I Love a Mama's Boy, Smothered, Extreme Sisters, give me weird, uncomfortable family dynamics, because you can do that forever. And they felt very produced, but like
Hmm.
those were at least funny to watch. But they have no real direction right now.
Yeah, it feels like they are ashamed of their own shows. So
Probably
they're
should be.
not even promoting it. I'm never getting screeners from TLC after this. It feels like they're ashamed of it. Like, we're not getting promo, we're not getting anything. Like, even if you think the shows, we're not sure what's happening, promo the shit out of it and see what happens. But if we
Hmm.
don't even know this for Plathville, the new shows have no chance, you know?
Yeah. No, it's their marketing is in a weird place right now, and I don't know what their long-term plan is.
Yeah. Well, the even worse, now when you Google, it gives you AI results, even though you didn't ask for
Hmm.
it, so
Hmm.
AI tells me the season finale of Plathville happened on whatever date it was. It apparently was the series finale, and TLC has no interest in continuing with the series, and that's done. And I'm like, what? Does AI
I
know
mean,
something we don't?
take that for what it's worth. With you, I'm not sure if it's still this way now, but for the first like year of our podcast, if you searched for our podcast, AI said that it was a show about Married at First Sight hosted by two sexless adults because we're mass virgin. And it would have like it got more and more like complicated and detailed as time went on and we had more episodes. But the last line was always like, and surviving life as a sexless adult. And I'm like, I have a kid. Like, you have to stop calling me and Kim both virgins.
That doesn't mean anything. You could have got your kid in other ways.
No, it was very much just like I
I'm
think the
just
person
kidding.
was like what it's like dating as a virgin as an adult or whatever. I'm just like that's not what we ever talk about. But yeah, I don't know how accurate that is because I just AI is I'll have a whole rant about it if I get on about it, but I don't think TLC's made that decision yet.
Yeah.
Because they're probably waiting to see like what the response is to this season and what programming looks like for
Oh,
next
they
season
don't
and all
care.
that.
What's the response to Sister? Well, they have good ratings, and still, we still
Yeah,
get
they
it.
have huge
Anyways,
ratings. I don't
well,
get it.
speaking of, you're not a mass virgin anymore. Might need to switch up on that.
Well, yeah. I mean, we should rebrand at this point.
Let me know if you need some tips. Um, okay, just a reminder, guys, patreon.com/Tane Talks, bonus episodes, video episodes, ad-free episodes, covering 90-Day Last Resort over there, and Maternal Instinct on Netflix. Cover that also. So sometimes I do documentaries. So you can check that out. Regular feed. I have regular 90 Day Fiance, had Jason over, and we talked about the couples on 90 Day Fiance. And also still covering couples therapy. Have a few episodes to go. For those who don't know, if you're not chronically online, Maps is coming back. Season 20. It's a monumental season, I guess. But it's
Yeah,
coming
it's
back.
always a big deal.
Yeah, it's the first officially Peacock produced season. 7 couples, according to not just Mash Fan. I guess Peacock did release that. July 12th is going to be the first episode, which is a Sunday, which is weird. But it looks like subsequently it's going to be on Thursday, according to Mashan. We haven't gotten the official schedule from Peacock. 2 new experts, because as we know, they cleaned house on all the experts. So we have Paul Brunson, who was most recently an expert on Maps UK. He is American, but he's over in the UK. He has a popular podcast, We Need to Talk. You can check that out and check him out. And then Dr. I want to say Paz is her name. So it's just 2 experts. So that's it. So we'll see how that
That's weird.
goes. The most important news out of there, I mean, 7 couples, but they cast a reality star. I mean, we were so off in the preview for season 19. We heard a bunch of, oh, I know you, you're reality. And we were all trying to guess. And people were like JR and whoever. No, it's Nick. Nick has been on The Circle, Battle Camp, and Perfect Match. So don't know what
Oh
that means
boy.
for the show, but we'll find out all together when he comes back, July 12th. So,
Hmm.
okay. Plathville. The sneak attack intervention from hell continues with Kim and her just acting like this was oh so natural and is like, oh, does anyone want to say anything else? And Ethan, brings it up like, I don't want to be mad at you, Zach, but if you see us doing anything wrong, like, like card games or the shows, unless you're asked about it, then keep your opinions to yourself. Lydia is crying at this point, like just tears
Well,
streaming down silently.
yeah, I feel like Lydia's crying because like this is not the ambush of it all has like
Hmm.
emotionally messed her up.
Hmm.
I don't I don't necessarily disagree with what Ethan is saying in this moment because like if I'm having a good time, don't like rain on my parade and tell me I shouldn't be having fun doing what
Hmm.
I'm doing. But like to do it on their 1 year anniversary is crazy. To do it as like a big circle conversation. Whereas this is one of the things you could just take it aside and be like, hey man, like, just so you know, the way that you did this kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'd appreciate it next time if you handle it differently. That's all this needs to be. It doesn't need to be a huge, circle conversation with Tegan here for some reason. Like all of it is just such a strange way to handle this.
It's the equivalent of the scene from Game of Thrones where it was like shame,
Hmm.
shame, shame. Like it's just a public flogging at this point.
Yeah, ringing that bell, throwing rotten food at them. It's a lot
Yeah.
going on.
And to your point, I don't know why Tegan is here. We've been asking all season why she's here because she literally had to fly to be
Hmm.
here and come to this thing. Kaylin is not even here. She's an
No.
actual girlfriend. And it's
Yeah,
the
she lives
finale.
like in
And
town.
she's still not here. Like Ken is
Right.
here. Don't know why he's part of this, but
Yeah.
that's odd.
Kalen being there and Tegan not is a strange thing. You're right.
Opposite. Tegan being there and
I'm
Kaylin
sorry.
not.
Yeah. You know what I meant.
Yes, I did. So it is ironic that Kim in her mismatched makeup follows this with "We are all family," but you shut your mouth. Basically, we're a large
Hmm.
family of adults, and we have to give latitude for us to have different lives. The goal is not to pick on anybody, and then they proceed to pick on Zach and Lydia.
Of course.
Ethan does a confessional saying like Zach is pulling family members, specifically the girls, and telling them what they're doing wrong. Zach continues and says like, in Montana, they all knew that, he and Lydia were not going to participate in the games. And they did have a great time outside of that, but he just felt like, they were doing that. And Amber is trying to get baptized. She's a new believer. So it's important that, she doesn't engage in this stuff. And
Hmm.
then he says once he realized this, he apologized. He thought they came to a resolution. And I guess that's where I'm just like, Was this Kim and the producer saying, okay, we could milk this because they felt like they've worked through it? Even
Hmm.
Mariah, the coward, when she went into the kitchen to make the cake, says, like, we talked about it and it just like, it seems like they worked through it. So why are we bringing this up again except to like stretch it out and create some kind of story, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. I think that this family doesn't know how to handle like emotional conversations well at all, but that doesn't mean they just don't have them. So like they have them badly off camera often. And I think that's what happened here. It's like they each kind of individually tackled the issues that they were having. And then they're like, well, we have nothing for this surprise finale. I guess let's all just have it at one time instead of
Hmm.
individual conversations now.
Yeah. Yes, he mentions that he spoke to Mariah and told her, be aware of your examples. She still, I mean, she confirms that they worked through it, but that she did tell him to work on building relationships with everybody so they know you're a safe space when they want advice instead of
Hmm.
picking them apart. I hate to be a I see both sides bitch, but I see both sides because the truth is there is some truth to what he's saying, which we're gonna go through. But also, Zach, you do not have enough equity. You just got here, son. You can't
Right.
go around peacocking around, picking the girls and telling them this is your walk with the Lord. You have to do. They have parents. They have
Yeah.
older siblings. You can come on. They already don't like you now, if
They
they
don't
liked
like
him,
you.
if he was someone that, they respected or liked, like let's say the good old days when they did like Olivia, if she said
Hmm.
it, I'm like, oh, she's like my big sister. That's fine. Ethan is not going to tell his wife, don't say anything. Like those are my siblings because they
No.
did like her at the time. They don't like you. You didn't start off on a good foot. And, Zach is one of those people that's just gifted at being annoying. Like he doesn't have to do
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
and you're just annoying and I can see how he said it to them and it's
Hmm.
just just shut up.
Yeah. No, he's Brittany from Salt Lake City. Like you're not inherently doing anything wrong necessarily, but you're annoying the hell out of me. Like everything you
uh
do just annoys me.
I'm sorry, Brittany does a lot of things wrong, so she
Well,
everything she does is
yeah.
annoying, but yes, she does a lot of things like I can't believe that she lasted this long, like ugh. Anyways,
That's true. That's weird.
Isaac is like, that's not what we heard. That, the sisters called him and they were like, they feel trapped. And I'm like, oh, this family, they're so suffocating.
They really are.
But the sisters are there. If you're going to have the younger kids there, speak up. They're there
Yep.
looking at the ground, but it's like, don't let the men speak up for you. But, like, I mean, yes, let your brother, protect you or whatever the hell. Not like they don't have a dad that's there and just confused as to what the hell is going on. But then speak up and say what happened and speak up and say, yeah, we talked about it, but it was just a long car ride. And I'm just telling my brother what happened. But you're staring at the ground, you just threw Zach to the wolves, and that's where it feels more like an ambush.
Yeah, well, because it is. I mean, they're basically here as props. They're here so that everyone can point at them and say, "See the people you hurt." I mean, that's basically what they're here for.
Yeah. Zach looked so sad. He was just like,
Hmm.
I didn't know that I made Kaylin and Amber like feel that uncomfortable. Like I truly thought we had worked through it. And then Ethan was like, well, I mean, they didn't ask for your opinion. And I'm like, well, neither did Lydia when you came for her husband and called him
Hmm.
gay. No one
Yep.
asked you. You just went right ahead and went about your business, sir.
The whole family pulled her into like a little side cabin to be like, "Do not marry this gay man tomorrow." Like, yeah, you guys. She didn't ask for that either.
Yeah. And then he says, again, I'm not trying to get on you, and then proceeds to get on him. And
Of
Zach says,
course.
like, listen, I wanted to speak up because you guys know that we're not going to participate. You know our lifestyle. You know we're not going to participate in things like that. And it feels like for us to hang out with you, we have to do things that we're uncomfortable with, which is why I say I see both sides because that's
Hmm.
kind of partly true. And Ethan is like, well, is that on the host or the guest? I'm like, what does that mean?
I mean, I understand in a normal setting. He's like, if you're coming to my house and I'm doing things that like you don't want to do, okay, you can just accept that we're going to do different things. That's on you making a big deal about it. When it's family, and the reason I don't want to do these things is because we were all raised to hate these things. Then it
Mhm.
feels a little bit different. So yeah, I also see both sides. I think that Lydia and Zach could do the thing that most couples would do, which is like go to the thing and then talk shit about it, like on the drive home, which is just like the healthy way to handle this. But I think they are drawing a weird line in the sand to basically be like, if you want us to hang out, you have to do things that we are comfortable with, and anything we're uncomfortable with means that like you don't want us around. That feels like a
Mhm.
weird line to draw.
It is. And with Zach's personality, where maybe he was a big fish in a little pond, but then he comes to the Plathville and you don't even have a pond. And
Right.
in some weird way, he does want to be accepted by them. And he's like, well, I'm just going to act like a big brother. And I'm like, sir, too soon. Probationary period.
Yeah.
Even when you get hired, you have 90 days before
That's right.
you're confirmed. And you're skipping all of that to be like, make me manager. You just started entry level, you know?
I'm
So.
gonna take a paid leave real quick.
All right, let me take our first break and we'll be right back.
Losing weight is one thing, but keeping it off, that's where it gets really frustrating. That's why Weight Loss by Hers now offers access to the FDA approved Wegovy pill and the FDA approved Wegovy pen. Wegovy is designed to help you lose weight and keep it off. And it doesn't stop there. Weight Loss by Hers goes beyond medication by offering access to 24/7 messaging with your care team and tons of in app lifestyle and nutrition tips like recipes, meal plans, fitness videos, sleep content, and more. Ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/alter to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/ALTAR. Forhers.com/alter. Weight Loss by Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is a registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restriction, visit forhers.com.
Okay, we are back. So Kim mentions this very specific example and is like, okay, so like if you come to my house and I have alcohol up there, it doesn't mean that you have to drink the alcohol, which is just weird because again, guys, when we started this show, for shits and giggles, I'm gonna go back and watch season one, honestly.
Oh
When
boy.
it really creeped me out. It was just a bunch of them together and it was just, this is
Yeah,
so
a
kind
bunch
of
of
creepy.
barefooted blonde kids who don't know anything about anything.
Where it was like you couldn't even have sugar or soda or anything, and now we're just casually alcohol and all that. Anyways, and you don't have to drink, but you know, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. And Zach is like, yeah, we know we don't have to, but he just feels like we're not welcome because it is that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you don't have to do it, but when you don't do it, everyone still kind of makes you feel awkward, like, hey, look at those holy rollers. So it's
Yeah.
like you're
No, you're right. You're right. It's gonna be like, huh, well, I guess if we are all having pizza at the pizza party and you want celery, like that's just kind of how the whole thing feels.
yeah, and people get so weird about it. Like, there's been period or times where it's just like, you know what, I don't want to drink alcohol. And the minute you're just like, oh, I'm not drinking, people who are drinking get so weird. Why?
Hmm.
What's wrong?
Hmm.
Why are you not drinking? Just a little bit. Have some fun. Who said I can't have fun without alcohol? So it's almost like if you're kind of like Mariah, where she was like, don't make me feel bad because I'm drinking, or nobody's shaming you. If you want to drink
Right.
it, they don't want to. That has nothing to do with you drinking, but somehow they take it like you not wanting to drink thing you feel like you're better than me. That's a you problem. I That's a
that's
lot, you know,
that's a weird insecurity to have, but yeah, you have
going
it.
on there. So, but Zach being Zach, he's like, well, I still feel like they're making decisions that aren't so good. He says that in the confessional, and the producer is
Hmm.
like what? Like, you mean the card games or something? Zach is like, please, let me get to my point, please. So I watched this twice, right? I watched it the first time thinking like, there's another episode, like not fully detailed. Then when I watched it the second time, because we are gonna get another let me answer my question, I'm gonna let you finish moment. I didn't realize there was a second one. So he did this to the producer. It's like,
Yep.
you're interrupting my thoughts. Let me get to my point, please. I was like, Zach, who do you think you are, though?
I'm the star of the show.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I'm the number one guy in this group.
Not when Ethan is around, because Ethan doesn't have to do much. Like the way they all adore Ethan, all he has
It's
to do
weird.
is show up in his black t-shirt and is like that. What is that Western music?
Yeah, the quick, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, like The Wire. Ethan's coming. Ethan's here.
Yep.
So,
A weird tumbleweed blows by for some reason.
so that's the number one guy in the group.
Yeah.
So he's like, whether it's like playing games or watching shows that aren't good, but basically it just makes them cringe. And here's where I also feel like it goes both ways. A lot of the times when people are like, everybody should have the right to do whatever they want to do, it's always in favor of the liberal part. Like, hey, if I want to drink, that's fine. If I want to have sex before marriage, then that's what I want to do. But there's no space for people that want to do the opposite. I don't want to drink. I don't want to curse. I want to wait till I get married to have my first kiss. It's not just, it shouldn't be a one-way street where we only give allowances because on one side, to the part where you're more free and you're doing that. You may not understand it. I sure as hell don't understand having your first kiss in your wedding.
Mm-mm.
But if that's the life that they choose to, we should allow them to have that. Not be like, well, that's, you're the weird one. Why does it go that way? And I think that's what's happening here. Is like, if we want to drink, that's fine. If I want to have sex with Tegan before she's married, that's fine. But if you want to wait, well, you're gay and you're weird. That it's not fair.
Yeah, well, I think this family is just so used to being judgmental on everyone else in general. Like that's just how they operate. That it's like,
Even
okay,
though
so I
they're the switcherooers. But go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't it's not there's no ideological consistency here. It's not like we're judging you because you've always felt this way. It's just what we do is inherently correct. So if you do it differently than us, I'm going to judge you even if you're doing what I was doing 6 months ago. I don't do that anymore. So now you're wrong. It's how this whole family works. It is a judgy, shame-based family.
Yeah, you have to be flexible. Today we want to
Hmm.
drink. Tomorrow, Kim says children have sex. So you know what's still
Yeah.
going on. Who cares that I thought you this for
Wild.
years? Switch up.
Yeah. It's fine now. Put this mini skirt on.
um Zach says like they're just things like I feel like a 16-year-old shouldn't participate in. And he's not wrong. He's just not the parent, you know?
Yeah, it's not your this is not your place. I don't often say that as like a phrase. This is not his place. It's not your place to tell them because they're 16. They're not, 6. So at this point, it's like, okay, they're going to be adults in a couple of years. They have parents who are clearly okay with what they're doing. They seem comfortable doing what they're doing. It's weird for you to sweep and be like, no, 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 no. You are too young for this. I have decided. Like
Yeah.
it's a weird thing he's taken on.
Yeah, and Zach has accomplished a feat. He made us agree with Barry because Barry
Unbelievable.
says that, yeah, Zach is exerting himself in a jurisdiction he just shouldn't be concerned about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, Amber is 16. I trust Amber. She is going to make mistakes. Let her do it. Let her have it. I'm okay with it. So if they're okay
Right.
with it, who are you, Zacharu, from nowhere? You only knew Lydia like 3 months coming in
Yeah.
from nowhere.
Yeah, you don't know anything about anything, and here you are, giving us all the rules and the regulations and how we're supposed to behave. Like I would be mad about this too if this happened in my family.
Yeah, and also, Zach, you remember how it felt when people were like, you don't know her, you're getting married, why are you doing this? You didn't like it.
Hmm.
So why would you think that was okay? And also, I'm still mad that we don't get to see his parents. I just feel like if we
That's
meet
true.
his family, we would understand a little more of why he's this way.
Hmm.
I think.
It's never gonna
Okay.
happen.
Yeah. So Bear's like, listen, if someone asks advice, you can give it, but if not, just don't say anything. Like just stay in
Yep.
your lane, less stress. And also you have a heads up. The Plathville, they've been on TV unless Zach doesn't watch TV. Well, that is part of what he's complaining about, huh? But
Yeah.
you have experience with how this group goes, so I don't even know why you think you have to say anything. So Kim
Mm-mm.
appreciates, Kim is like, listen, I appreciate that they care about Amber. Like, I'd rather they do this than not care at all. And I do admit, she does admit, like, listen, we've let up on a lot of things, like Barry and I. But ultimately, there are kids. We're gonna decide. And, you can't win because some people have said that we're too conservative and then now they're like we're doing too much, and if he thinks it's bad, then come talk to me about it. I'm like, damn it, that's a
Hmm.
good point. That's true.
Unfortunately, good point.
So Lydia's like, we've apologized and we've learned we're just not gonna give our opinions from now. Zach in the confessional keeps going. He's just like, well, we were hearing so many things about Tegan from everyone else, and I just wanted to hear it from Ethan directly, and I just asked Ethan, like, what's up? Again, you know how this family operates. You especially know
Hmm.
how Ethan operates. He doesn't want to talk to anyone,
Hmm.
not even his
No,
partners. Why
no.
would he talk to you? He hates you. No matter what he
He only
says that
wants to
you're
talk
part of
to
the
like
family.
like a Lincoln engine block is all he wants to talk to.
So even if you wanted to confirm the fact, quell that desire to know the truth and just wait
Yeah.
for the gossip like everybody else in the family and go on from
It's coming. It's gonna
there.
come.
Ethan says he was not looking for his opinion, and Zach was like, I wasn't giving it. I was just trying to figure out what was true or what was not. And now I'm curious because I do think Zach is saying the truth. I do think they talked about Tegan, but the
Hmm.
motto of the family is like, act like it doesn't exist. It's just like throw it on the throw it on the rug, carpet, whichever, and act like
Hmm.
it didn't exist. Zach, don't come here trying to be a truth teller. Nobody cares about the truth. So
No, no. This family motto is push it down deep.
and
Just to acknowledge it.
I'm curious now what she did to him. So that I
Yeah.
really want to know, but we're never
Yeah.
gonna know. And maybe that's why she shows up. I don't know. They have something over her. I
Maybe.
don't
They
know.
might I bet she talked for like an hour and they just edited the whole thing out.
So, like I said, Lydia has been crying this whole time and saying, like, she's just misunderstood and it hurts her. Like, he hasn't always been perfect, but his heart has been. Zach tears up and says, like, he's still trying to be a brother. And then Zach brings up that, they do a lot of what they want. And I'm just like, Zach, now you're just beating a dead horse. Like,
Hmm.
you're not gonna change what they want to do. But he was segueing into Barry and the girls are great at stopping by to see them, but the rest of them, it feels like they don't want to hang out. Isaac is just like, It's not because we don't want to hang out. Like, we're busy. We don't have time. I try to hang out when we can, but I just don't have any time." The thing
Hmm.
that gets me is that, like I said, Lydia has been crying, right? Kim ignores Lydia's tears. Like, maybe not just Kim, but no one says anything. No one's like,
Nobody.
we're not trying to make you feel bad. We just want to say things and be honest. They're just nothing.
Yeah. They just
Oh,
sit there like, well, that's weird anyway. Like they don't seem to care about this.
oh no. It's just, oh man.
Hmm.
Lydia says in a confessional, a year ago today was one of the hardest times in my life, and now I'm just in a cloud. I guess this is the second hardest year, one year
Yeah, here
anniversary
we go again.
in her life. So Kim in a confessional says they like to say like they're not hanging like we don't hang out with them, but that is absolutely not true. Like, I go hang out with them. I got cheesecake for Zach because it was his birthday and I know he likes cheesecake. And Tegan says, I have not been around the family a lot, but I see that Zach is trying to make it seem like they're excluded from a lot of things. But from what I've seen, it's not true. But I
Yeah.
haven't been around the family a
This was
lot.
this was so unnecessary. And it'd be like you know the history of this family. So for her to be like, yeah, I'm sure what they're saying is true. I'm just like, why would you think that?
Well, Tegan is an exception. They like Tegan. She has not had
Yeah,
the
that's true.
outsider in law girlfriend treatment. And it's kind of like, well, maybe this is a strong reach, but like when people are like, well, it didn't happen to me, so it doesn't exist. So when people are like,
Yeah.
racism doesn't exist, we all love each other. I don't see color, so it doesn't exist. Like,
Hmm.
just because it didn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I think that's what
Exactly.
Tegan is coming from. Like, you're out there seeing like a whole public flogging going on out there, and you're telling me, oh well, they don't. Like, on their anniversary. Come on. Like, nothing about that is normal. So
You're right.
yeah. So she's like, it just feels like they want to be catered to 100%, and that's not going to happen. Again, I don't know. It's a he said, she said. Is it true? Does Zach have high expectations? Maybe. Like, I think he's feeding off of Lydia. Lydia is a classic middle child, right? She feels out of place. She feels she's the only one that has the same core values. The littles have no choice now. Everyone's
Yeah.
switched up, so they're going the opposite. So It's not Mariah, it's not Ethan, it's not Micah. So none of them are with Lydia. So she's by herself. And I think Zach is just, looking at it through those lens. They're aligned in their values. And it's just, I don't know, feeling like an outsider and then expecting like, you guys should cater to her. And I think they just didn't handle the transition well. And I wish Kim would talk about that. Like she did, but not in depth. Like the same way they're navigating, the death of Joshua, keeping his memory and how to handle that whole thing. How do you handle that you raised us a certain way for so many years? You wake up, decide that it's not what you want anymore. And then my life is upside down. So like, was my childhood like what is tangible now?
Yeah, I'm not
That's a
rooted
lot.
anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
that's a
have no
lot to handle.
anchor. Yeah, I have no
Mhm.
anchor to hold me with all of the values that I got from my whole childhood. And so now I'm just kind of adrift.
Yeah.
And, that again, like you said, it puts Lydia into a weird position because she's the
Mhm.
only one doing what they were all raised to do.
Yeah.
And now the family's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing
Mhm.
that? It's like, well, that's what you
Mhm.
told me to do for my whole life.
Yeah, and it's almost like, was all my memories, is it a fever dream? Who can I talk to about, like, no one can relate. So
Yeah.
she's clinging to Zach, and like I've always expressed, concern about that Zach being her whole world is just a little
Hmm.
concerning, and he's just using that and taking that and running a marathon instead of
Right.
a light jog.
Hmm.
So where was I? So yes, I like I said, and Kim says I do try to hang out with them. Isaac says he does hang out with them. So I don't know what is or isn't. Is it ever going to be
Hmm.
enough for Zach? I don't know. And I don't know if he's comparing it to like when Ethan is around and everyone's just like catering to him and everyone is around wanting to be around Ethan versus they, because he does mention we're 45 minutes away. It shouldn't be that hard. So
Well, I think his impatience is a problem here because, like, in-law and family relationships can be not necessarily, well, they can be difficult, but
yeah,
they take a while.
yeah.
It's like playing double dutch. You have to like hop in at the right time and then keep your timing. Otherwise, like you're gonna mess everything up.
Mhm.
So in my mind, I'm like, you expect to basically be Ethan part two in a year of being part of this family. In all likelihood, unless something goes wrong, you're gonna be with these same people 30 years from now.
Yeah.
30 years from now, maybe you're going to have a much stronger and close relationship because you've had that time to build that. But
Mhm.
like to expect to be welcome in to this family that does not welcome outsiders in a year's time is like that's unrealistic. And to do it in a way where you're like, listen, I know the right way and you guys are doing wrong is for sure not going to work. So yeah, just rethink your approach, man. Like maybe you're part of the problem here.
Yes, he is. I mean, they're all like at fault in some way. Regardless of what happens, the Plaths are always at fault. So
Yeah, nobody has
small
clean
part.
hands here.
All right, I'll take a second break and I'll be right back.
Losing weight is one thing, but keeping it off, that's where it gets really frustrating. That's why Weight Loss by Hers now offers access to the FDA approved Wegovy pill and the FDA approved Wegovy pen. Wegovy is designed to help you lose weight and keep it off. And it doesn't stop there. Weight Loss by Hers goes beyond medication by offering access to 24/7 messaging with your care team and tons of in app lifestyle and nutrition tips like recipes, meal plans, fitness videos, sleep content, and more. Ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/alter to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/ALTAR. Forhers.com/alter. Weight Loss by Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is a registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restriction, visit forhers.com.
All right, we're back. So Lydia says like they don't know how to include themselves. This is after Ethan once again is like, don't say anything, don't participate if you don't want to, and just don't speak for me and my siblings. We get it. You've said it so many times. And Zach is like, listen, I get it. I'm just gonna shut up. So Lydia says she doesn't know how to include themselves. And Kim says, okay, what do you want to do? What are some things that you
Yep.
like to do? Zach says bonfires, stuff around the farm. Kim offers to spend the day fishing. Ken says he'll cook the fish. And then in the confessional, Zach is like, well, I'm not changing my lifestyle. They're not changing their lifestyle. So I don't know what's going to happen out here. And I'm like, oh, man.
I'm not gonna
So,
fish with those heathens.
so that was done. I mean, they had the conversation. They're like, I'm glad we got to talk it out because in some way, yes, it felt like wrong timing, but also it is what they always talk about. Let's just talk about everything. It's how the season started, so it was full circle,
Hmm.
and how it's ending. So Barry tells Zach like he was not familiar and did not know this conversation was not going to happen. I mean, was going to happen. Like, if Lydia feels left out, I don't know what Barry feels. Like, he's allegedly the head of that household and he barely knows what's going on half the time.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
completely in the
shocked.
dark, looking for his Sandra Bullock.
Oh, yeah. That just went into the abyss. No more dating.
Hmm.
One date and that was it. But
Came and
okay.
went.
hmm he tells Zach like he was exporting opinions into lands that don't want to import. I'm sure he was so proud of himself for that.
Yeah, he thought that was a great metaphor.
Ethan says like, okay, everyone's walked away. He's sitting with Tegan, and Ethan is like, I mean, I do feel bad for Lydia. I was like, do you? Do you feel bad for Lydia?
Mm,
I don't know.
hmm.
He says, but yeah, I feel better. We got to say it better than keeping it in. I was like, you feel better. The person is the recipient. How do they feel?
Hmm.
He says that he would like to think that he's grown, that he's more empathetic, more understanding. And I'm like, no, you're not. You specifically said you only feel bad for Lydia. You did not say anything about Zach because you hate him. You don't care anything. But he does like add like really randomly, like, I probably shouldn't have started a serious relationship after my last relationship. I'm like, what?
Unrelated, that was a mistake.
What is the connection?
Wild. It's not one.
Okay. So the next thing on the agenda for the family is the Joshua conversation. Once again, I don't know that Barry knew. He's like, "Oh, we're talking Joshua. Okay, cool."
No one told me anything.
So Zach is sitting in the living room with Kim. The most awkward thing ever. You just had this whole thing. Zach, I know you're still looking for approval. Take a beat. Go out to the lake. Go somewhere else, but don't sit there with Kim talking about God knows what, talking about Joshua. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you didn't learn anything. He's like, I'm really excited this is happening. Lydia's coming, Lydia's coming. And Kim in the confessional was like, I don't know that excited is a word that I would use. And he kept saying, it's awesome. It's awesome. A million times. I'm like, this is a
yeah,
sensitive topic. Say less was what you should have taken out of what just happened.
yeah. Well, this man is a terrible conversationalist, which we're seeing in real time. And now I saw that thing about Love Island where it's like, oh, they can't kiss because they all like grew up during COVID and didn't have the experience of like going to the bar and making all randoms all the time. I feel like it's kind of the same thing with Zach. Like he's a COVID kid. And I wonder if he just never really developed those like conversation skills during his like early teen years. Because like to be there's I would even have this conversation. But if you're gonna have this, you have to say, listen, I think it's really important that you guys are talking about this. I know that I'm not involved, but I think it's always good to have an open dialogue about difficult things and topics that maybe people have felt a way about and haven't had a chance to talk about it. So I'm happy you guys are able to do this. Not I am so excited you're doing this. I'm just like that is a weird. I don't far be it for me to defend Kim Plath, but that is a weird turn of phrase to use in this moment.
It really is. I mean, I think he did mention, he was like, I guess I'll be here with Tegan. I'm like,
It's
what?
like, I'll sit inside with Tegan and Kim for some reason.
So Lydia's just like, she has given up trying to fix things, and she's too nice to say she doesn't give a fuck, but that's basically what she is. But she's like, I'm done. Like, I can't try to change anybody's mind at this point. Zach is still yapping about grief to Kim. Like, you in a million years would never understand what she went through, but you're still going on. But then in the confessional, he tells us, like, listen, I don't understand her. I don't understand how she operates. I don't understand like a lot of the decisions that she makes. It's not clicking with me. I'm like, Zach, you're on TV. If AI is wrong and another season comes up, this is absolutely going to be a storyline, and this is not good.
No. And frankly, you better hope there's another season. Because if not, this is just gonna overhang the rest of your relationship with this family. Like
Oh
they're
yeah.
gonna see this and there's not gonna be a produced sit down for you guys to talk through it. This is just gonna color everything moving forward.
Yep. So Kim, I mean, for all of her things, I think she is maybe a little perceptive because she's like, I just need to find out what he needs from me to make him feel loved and accepted because it's kind of like when you know someone's not giving you something and you really should just walk out, but he just couldn't stop talking. He just kept going on and
Yeah.
on and on and on and just filling up the silence. But also, it gave me just a little, I took a little a step back just to kind of see if I understand Kim a little. She is not an emotional person. She's
At
very
all.
matter of fact. And maybe that's what the disconnect is. That like I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but for myself, I'm expecting her like from where her mindset was and the what she used to believe in, like men are the head of the household and the women are submissive. And I just thought she would be like the motherly type and the nurturing type and being all soft and emotional. And quite frankly, if she got to live life the way she wanted, I can see in another life where Kim is like, I don't think I want kids, to be
Yep.
very honest with you.
Yeah. No, I
So,
could see her being the lady who like kicks ass at karaoke at like 55 years old. Like a regular at the bar, has like a tight social circle. I,
yeah,
I don't I think that she I think that she never really wanted this and now is looking back like, yeah, I'm kind of stuck with this now.
yeah. And she just had to because she was following what she thought her life was supposed to be. And then
Hmm.
it wasn't what, she wanted. So that's why she's not very, because over the seasons, we're just like, your kids are going through a huge change, like what's going on? And she's just like, I'm living my life, I don't care.
Yeah.
And she says things very factually. It's never like with emotion. She does show emotion, but mm, it's not like, all the time.
It's
And
never
not
on
that she has
purpose.
to, yeah, it's not that she has to be that way. I'm just saying, like, when I take a step back, instead of trying to get her to the ranks of Robin Brown and just kind of maybe just see her as for the human that she is, I'm just like, that's
Hmm.
probably what it is. Me expecting her to be like this emotional person, have all these kids when she's just like, it's too much. I need a nap
Yeah.
on my
I,
boat.
I didn't ask for this.
She is patient with Zach. She does try to answer all his questions and is really just having a conversation where she's about to have a very emotional one. And I'm sure she wants to gather her thoughts and be in that headspace. But here comes Zach, just yapping at her ear.
Mhm.
So she does tell him, like, I don't want to go back to that place. That first year was so hard, but it looks like I have to. If that's what they need, that's what I'm, going to do. And I'm willing to do that. That's great. That's awesome. Thanks, Zach. I needed your, endorsement for that. So Zach said he doesn't think Kim tried to see Lydia for who she is, and he doesn't want to talk about it. Like, I think he realized, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to talk about it. It's too late. You already opened your mouth,
Yeah.
because he can defend his wife, but in all honesty, he doesn't know what they have been through. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. For all their faults, you have no idea what that was like, whether for Lydia, whether for Kim, as the family, as a collective. It's like you really need to give Kim grace for losing a child, and also another layer at her own hand by accident. But that's
Yeah.
a whole other thing. No one can, not even Barry can understand
No.
that. So don't coming on your
No.
high horse and be like, you didn't see that, you didn't see, like, I understand that maybe she faltered and didn't handle it well. And I know what Lydia wanted, but like she said many times, that first year I was barely alive. I didn't know what to
Yeah.
do. There's no guidebook, there's no handbook on what to do. You can't not get the time back. She was just trying to function. She had like what, 10 children? I don't know. Am I
Yeah.
exaggerating? How many are there? Yeah.
No, no. She because Barry said that they don't have double digits, but they're one shy of that is a weird way to
Yeah.
put it on a date.
So yeah, so Zach, like, this is not the area for you to comment on, say anything. Like, there's no right way to handle it. Parenting already is already like, we're gonna figure it out as it comes along, and then you add this, that's a lot. So get out of here.
Hmm.
Um, I do think though that it was an ill-placed confessional. He was wearing the same shirt though, because it sounded like two different issues. How do we go from Joshua to her not seeing Lydia?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
don't
I didn't
know.
get that.
It felt like a weird edit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tegan is stuck in hell, or should I say purgatory, because she's sitting in between Ken, Ken and Zach. And I'm like, oh my God. Brian, if you had to pick to
Hmm.
spend a day with someone, would you spend it with Ken or with Zach?
I mean, Zach, because Ken is a racist, so I'd I'd rather hang out with Zach, I guess. But I'm not gonna have a great time either way.
Ken's gonna cook you fish. Zach is gonna judge you all day.
Man, Ken's gonna poison that fish and like drop slurs at me while he's doing it. I don't want that.
You tell Zach, like, oh, back in college, smoking weed. What? How?
I'd make it such a fun, awkward time with him. I'd bring up so many uncomfortable topics, just watch him like react to stuff.
The Plaths gather around, and Mariah's like, "Oh my God, is this a bad conversation, girl? You didn't get your call sheet. They didn't tell you what was happening. You didn't have any cakes to bake. I'm still so
Oh my
mad that she
god.
ran to the kitchen to just be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not. It's not part of it. Not yeah." Ugh.
Oh, I gotta go skedaddle.
Like she's so avoidant, and I'm just like, this is not sustainable. Like you can only so many times you can travel to Montana or wherever else, or the kitchen to make a
Right.
cake.
Right.
Um, Kim talks about Joshua and she's like, what do you need? Like, what would help? And Lydia says, like, she just wants them to acknowledge him more. Like, they always say, oh, we're 9 children and 3 brothers, but there were 10 and 4 brothers, and just finding
Hmm.
little ways to honor him. Mariah says it's good to talk about the grieving, but you can actually get stuck there. And she's just working to remember him and not the tragedy. And of course, the family is nodding because it's like anything not to acknowledge feelings, sign me up. That's the part, that's the route
That's right.
that I want to go. Again, Lydia is crying and saying that this is all she needed just for them to bring him up in conversation and not act like this boy did not exist. Like just gathering in remembrance of him, just them sitting there and talking about him, that's all she needed. Then Kim says she has a gift for the 3 that never met him, and they're rubber duckies. And it was like he really liked them. He couldn't pronounce duckies, so he used to say guckies. And then they all talk about different memories of him. Isaac used to like to lead him, down the farm. Ethan talked about a car that he had. They talked about like a doggy, but he couldn't say that too, so he used to say Gotti or something like that.
I think so,
And
yeah.
yeah, it was just nice. And I understand that it's a shame that they just never got to sit there and share that, just share his memories. Because the
Yeah.
beauty of siblings sometimes is like, at least I know for me, they validate the memories that I have. Because sometimes I have a memory, I'm like, am I making this up? And then I'll call my brother, like,
Hmm.
this happened, right? And then it's like,
Yeah, we did
yeah,
that. Yeah.
that happened. And it's like the minute one person came up with a memory, they're like, oh yeah, I remember when that, like, it's just nice. Like no one else is going to have that life that you lived and with your siblings. And also you can bitch about your parents too together. So
Right.
yeah. So Barry was like, during that time, I just played the role of supporter, like, and I just like to remember the 17 months that, we spent together. And like I said, besides Lydia, all they want to do is not dwell, not have to think, and just keep marching forward. That's the one
Yep.
thing
Let's
they all have
check
in
this
common.
off the box. We did it.
So Mariah says, oh, you are asking us how we're doing. I just want to ask, how are you doing, Kim? And she was like, I'm doing okay. Like the first year was the really bad year. And Dr. Ty made me see how important. We got a lot of Dr. Ty mentions. So I don't know if
Hmm.
she negotiated that in her contract, but there was a lot of Dr. Ty made me see this, Dr.
Getting a spinoff.
Ty. um, Lydia says, like, that she can just cry thinking about how strong Kim was, pushing through, raising them. And then they put Joshua's name on the bench. That was pretty good writing or handwriting. It
Hmm.
was straight,
Hmm.
it was clean. And I was like,
It's
wow,
impressive.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So his name was on the bench and they took it out on there. They do their obligatory. Micah couldn't make it because he had to work. That man
He had
said,
to
don't
work.
call me, lose my
Yeah.
number. I am not coming for this.
Right. Don't come to me unless I send for you. I forget my name.
Yeah, so like every other episode, they're like, oh, we wish Micah could come, but he had to work. What is he doing? That man is booking jobs. Okay, got
No.
it. So what was it? So yeah, Zach says it feels like Tegan doesn't want to be here. And Tegan is all like, I don't care what he thinks. I'm not bringing up anything with him. He can have whatever he wants. This is my last episode filming with his family, anyways. Get my check and I'll be
Hmm.
gone. Again, that's me adding that. And she's like,
Not wrong.
today's their first year anniversary, and I don't want to dampen their celebration. So be it. Zach says, I'm not gonna own that I was wrong. Like, we're just the ones who brought it up. I'm like, Zach, and this stubbornness, like,
Yeah.
you can't go through life or marriage wanting to be right all the time.
No, it's not going to work that way. And
Yeah.
he seems very stuck in that
Hmm. He knows everything, Brian. He knows better than all of
about
us.
everything.
Yeah. So it's pouring rain by this time. So thank God, because what would we have done if the rain was pouring through the whole thing? So they need to regroup. They need to distract them. They're taking Zach and Lydia upstairs while they set up for the surprise. They bring them downstairs. They're surprised. They were not expecting it. And it was such a sweet gesture. And Zach is just, I just hope next time if conflict arises, I'm not misunderstood. The producer is like, well, how are you going to ensure that you're not misunderstood? Lydia is like, well, at this point, I can't think about if Zach turns to her and is like, let me answer, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure does. Stop talking. I got this.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it's a thing of I'm formulating my thoughts. If you speak, it throws me off. I don't want to, but there's still a kinder way to say that.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he's just so rigid. I think that's Zach's problem. If it's
Yeah.
one straight line, you cannot make a detour. We got to go straight down the line, whether there's traffic, whether there's bumps, whether there's an accident. We just got to go straight line.
Yep.
And I don't know, he's young, so I hope he grows out of it because
Yeah.
at some point, Lydia is going to secede from the family and he's
Yes.
going to be the only one. And I don't think that's good either.
No,
So-
that doesn't seem healthy to me at all.
So yeah. But anyways, he finishes his thought and says, like, if they continue to be misunderstood, then they just won't keep trying. That is it's not a threat, but it's a promise. Like, he's going to tell Lydia, we cannot talk to them anymore. And Lydia is going to be like, you know what, Zach is right. I just want to just keep, hurting myself and allowing them to hurt me. And then that'll be it. They do a toast. Isaac does a toast to them that they hope that, and they all say, I can't remember who said it. Oh, Lydia. Lydia says, I hope that we continue to grow and we're going to leave things open-ended without expectations. She's tired of working on relationships. She just wants to be. And then she'll see who floats in and out of her life. Like, she's not going to force anything anymore. Whoever wants to be there will welcome you. If you're not, sayonara. Kim says it is hard being a parent to so many different people that you birthed and raised. And
you chose to be.
I know, she made it seem like they're just as adults and they told me parent them.
Yeah, how did these kids get here?
Oh yeah, I just thought of that song. How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. None of y'all kids, get away. I'm sure she's counting down the days till the littles become adults, and she's like, "Please leave, just go."
Yep.
And she's like, "If anyone figures this out, let me know because I don't have it figured out." And the episode ends with this gross green juice thing that they're obsessed with.
Foul.
What is it?
I don't know, but it keeps showing up. And I don't like it.
Anyways, but yeah, and that's it, and that was the end, and we still nothing, and it's so anticlimactic, if I could say so myself.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. It didn't feel like there was a. I mean, Housewives always has like a big event at the end. I guess this was their big event, but it just felt flat.
Do you think it was meant to be the finale? And they were just like, we got nothing else. Let's just wrap it up here. We could make something out of this family gathering.
It's if it's meant to be the series finale, I guess I get it. If this is meant to be a season finale, there's no cliffhanger. There's no like, ooh, I need to come back next season and find the conclusion of this. So I really don't know. This was not a great finale.
Mm-hmm. That's it, guys. We made it through another season of Plathville, and now we wait and see. Mm-hmm. I guess Sister Wives will be coming out soon. And you watch Sister Wives, right?
Yeah.
And I'm praying to God that they catch up because that is my biggest pet peeve. I cannot be 2 years behind. I already know what's happening and we're watching you. Remember when we had to watch them through COVID? They were sitting outside. I'm like, guys, come on.
Yeah, no, they're never going to catch up. They're always going to be in the deep past. It's a period piece at this point.
All All right, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the season. Do you think it's going to come back? But before we sign out, Brian, share with people where they can find you.
Yep, I host Maps Virgin. We are covering right now season 14 of Maps. That is the Boston season. We just did the episode with Alyssa's tennis court crash out, and it is so much more satisfying to watch her be a disaster the second time around. Like knowing how this is going to go, I am having the time of my life watching everyone just react to how horrible she is, even though she is a good person. So yeah, if you want to listen to Maps Virgin, I'm there. You can follow us on Instagram and Threads at Maps Virgin and join the Facebook group, the Maps Virgin Fan Club. We just have like general reality TV talk in there.
All right. Guys, you know where to find me. It's Tane Talks on all social media. Please, please, please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I know it could be a pain, but it really helps the podcast and I appreciate it. Stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episode. And until next time, guys, bye.
5, 4, 4